I'm a film nerd, not a comic book nerd, okay? But let's not forget what the directors of Civil War said.
Listen, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is, it's based upon all the movies that have preceded it. And it's the cinematic universe, it's not the comic book universe.
Hello there, how you doing? So those of you eager-eyed viewers would have spotted the main Easter eggs in Captain America Civil War the first time watching it. You know, the classic Stan Lee appearance, the Agent Carter reference.
What was her name again? Dolores. You called her Doc.
And maybe even the use of the words homecoming and 17 as one of Bucky's trigger words. Because, you know, SpiderMan Homecoming is coming in 2017. Very clever, Marvel, trying to brainwash us too, are you? But the one Easter egg that caught my eye the most was actually some foreshadowing from the Winter Soldier, which literally reveals the big spoiler for Captain America Civil War.
Accidents will happen.
And this, of course, kind of reveals how Bucky killed Iron Man's mum and how Captain America knew about it. And this got me thinking. Since the Russo brothers directed both The Winter Soldier and Civil War, and are now directing Infinity War and the upcoming untitled Avengers movie in 2019, do you think there's a possibility there is some foreshadowing in this film about some big reveals or plot points in the upcoming Avengers movies? I do. And I think I found it.
To see it fail so spectacularly.
Did it?
Okay, so my first time watching Civil War, I was just like, wow, that was a deep line. But after watching it multiple times a day, I actually really thought into it. And yes, Simo, your plan did fail spectacularly. Your aim was
to see an empire fall.
So basically kill off the Avengers. And you literally completely failed in doing that because not one Avenger died in that film. Because, you know, it's a Marvel film, and no one dies in Marvel films. Not even War Machine, somehow. Which means this whole
did it
statement makes no sense. Unless it's foreshadowing something. Foreshadowing that one of these superheroes is going to die in the upcoming Avengers movies. The only question is, who? So, I've got a list of all the Avengers and Guardians that could feature and die in the upcoming Avengers films. But before I'm going to discuss who's going to die, I'm going to discuss who definitely won't die. So firstly, anyone who's got a sequel coming up in Phase 4 of the MCU, which comes after the final Avengers film, I think it's pretty safe to say they'll be alive if they're featuring in their own film. So firstly, I think we can chalk off the Guardians of the Galaxy because, well, I think there's a good chance there's going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 coming after the final Avengers film, and I think it's safe to say all the Guardians will be alive at the start of that film. Secondly, Spider-Man. There's no way they're going to kill him. They've just got the rights for him, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get a trilogy, so Spider-Man's safe. Next, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man and the Wasp is a film coming out in 2018, and I'm pretty sure if it has any decent success, they will make an Ant-Man 3. So I think it's safe to say Ant-Man and the Wasp will be okay. And then finally, we've got Black Panther, Captain Marvel, and Doctor Strange, who all have films coming up in the next few years. And I think if these films have any success, they will all have sequels made to them. So I think it's safe to say that they will all be okay too. And this then leaves us with 11 Avengers left. Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, Vision, Scarlet Witch, the Winter Soldier, War Machine, Falcon, and Hawkeye. Now, we've been talking about who might die, but I think Vision actually has to die in Infinity War, because the Infinity Stone on his forehead comes into Thanos' hands. Thanos, as you can see in this picture, and I don't know if he can survive without that Infinity Stone, so I do, however, believe he will probably be brought back to life, so I'm just gonna scratch him off the list. Next up, we have Falcon and War Machine, who I'm also going to scratch off the list because they haven't even confirmed to be in the upcoming Avengers films, and even if they do die, I still feel like the overwhelming response will be, so. I also think it's pretty safe to say the Winter Soldier will be safe, since he has 6 films left on his contract with Marvel, and I don't think he's going to be featuring in 4 films before the 2 Avengers films. So it's pretty safe to say that James Buchanan Barnes will be making a feature in Phase 4 of the MCU. And then there's also Scarlet Witch. And I don't think Scarlet Witch is going to die, because firstly, I think there's a possibility of her getting her own feature film, and secondly, they killed off Quicksilver in the last Avengers film. It'd be a bit harsh to kill off his twin in the next one, don't you think? And then finally, we've got Black Widow and Hulk. I just felt like I should pair them together. These two are both very popular characters in the MCU, and there's a lot of speculation they're going to get their own films after the Avengers Infinity War. So fingers crossed, and also they're off the list. I don't think they're going to die. And now we are down to our final four. Just before you roast me in the comments, I haven't said that the other characters won't die. I'm just saying I think these are the four most likely characters to die. Okay, so if we're talking about Infinity War, we can safely say Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor aren't going to die because they have all been confirmed to be in the next 2 Avengers films. So for Infinity War, at least, they should be safe. Hawkeye, however, has only been confirmed for at least 1 of these films. So, as much as it hurts me to say it, there is a good possibility Hawkeye might die in the Avengers Infinity War, which would actually make a very fitting, sad ending to the penultimate Avengers film, with his family and kids at his funeral and all the Avengers mourning his loss, and it would just be tragic. Just have a happy ending at the end of the final Avengers film. Or will it be happy? Okay, I don't think that more than 1 of Captain America, Iron Man, or Thor is going to die because, well, Marvel aren't that tragic. However, I don't doubt that it will be each of those 3's last film. And this is because by the time this film comes out, each of them will have finished their own trilogies and have no more films where they will star in. Since this, of course, is the last Avengers film. Or at least as the producer of the Avengers, Jeremy Latcham, said, it definitely is an end to some version of the team we've come to know as the Avengers. And this is my theory on what I think will happen. At the end of the film, I think Thor will head back to Asgard and stop meddling with Earth's affairs. And in turn, it will be the last we see of him. I think that Tony Stark will get back together with Pepper Potts, but also retire from being Iron Man, and there will be some sort of happy ending at the end of the film where they get married or something. And finally, Captain America will die. Since this is the last Avengers film, and Captain America is the first Avenger, it would make sense if Captain America sacrificed himself for the rest of the team, wouldn't it? Also, if you look through Zemo's plan to get the Avengers to kill each other, which actually worked too perfectly, even for a film, his plan was to get Tony Stark so enraged that he tried to kill Bucky, which would lead Captain America to try and protect Bucky, and maybe Captain America will die trying to save him, which definitely makes Iron Man the one attacking, and Captain America the one defending. And realistically, Zemo gives Captain America no reason to kill Iron Man, which leads me to believe that Zemo wanted Captain America to be killed. Because of course Cap is the leader of the team, and Zemo believed that if Captain America got killed, the team would in turn collapse.
An empire toppled by its enemies can rise again. But one which crumbles from within, that's dead.
So when he says,
Did it?
he is actually foreshadowing the death of Captain America and the collapse of the Avengers, since this of course will be the last Avengers film. And wow, does that bring a lot more meaning to those 2 words. And yeah, that's it. My first ever Marvel theory. If you want to watch another theory, click there. If you want to subscribe, which I do recommend, click there. And also, like this video if you want to see more Marvel theories from me, because that's your way of telling me you enjoyed this video and want to see more of this from me. If this video gets to 2,000 likes, I will know you want more Marvel theories, and I will make them for you. Thanks for watching!